A brain-machine interface, or BMI, is a technology that allows for the communication between a human and a computer using only brain activity. The general goals of a BMI would be to detect and quantify signals from the brain and translate them into a format that a computer can understand. Although BMI is a new emerging technology and the uses for it may seem unclear, many practical applications of this technology have been theorized. Some such applications include utility and movement rehabilitation, bionic limbs, safety applications, or situations where it is instantaneously difficult to move and response time is crucial. Other uses could also be the detection and prevention of mental health issues and addiction. Neuralink, a company founded by Elon Musk in 2016, is aiming to significantly develop this technology. The successful further development of BMI requires interdisciplinary collaboration between both engineering and non-engineering professions alike.
The most important engineering discipline in the development of BMIs is electrical engineering. Electrical engineering is the branch of engineering that deals with the technology of electricity. Their job is usually to design practical devices that produce, conduct, or use electricity, such as microprocessors or GPSs. In the engineering challenge of connecting the brain and machine, electrical engineers are needed to design the specific hardware used to perform the connection. But electrical engineers are not the only engineering discipline needed. Software engineers also have a great role to play in the design and use of BMIs. Software engineering is described by the IEEE as the application of a systematic, disciplined, quantifiable approach to the development, operation, and maintenance of software. In this particular engineering challenge, software engineers are needed to build the actual software that will use and understand the information that is sent from the brain. For this reason, they must work very closely with electrical engineers in order to understand in what ways they can achieve this.
A third important engineering branch is material engineering. Material engineers have the task of developing, processing, and testing materials used to create a range of products, from computer chips and aircraft wings to golf clubs. In our case, material engineers are needed to select the best material to build the threads that link the neurons with the chips. They also need to make insertion needles to insert threads into the brain. All the materials have to be chosen to minimize any harm potentially dealt on the patient. Moreover, many disciplines outside of engineering will be needed to facilitate the development of the technology and its application as well. During the research phase of these projects, neuroscientists who have an expert understanding of neurons will be essential to any engineer team in order to understand what part of the brain needs to be measured for what purpose. Although engineers may have the capability to develop technology to measure impulses from the brain, they may be unaware of all of its possibilities. As example, one neuroscientist was able to use previously developed brain mapping knowledge to communicate with patients in a vegetative state by measuring the changing blood flow to the brain, which is something an engineer will be entirely unfamiliar with.
Government officials will be needed in the development of the laws and legalities regarding this technology. Because BMI involves a direct view into the activity of a person's brain, privacy of patients and/or users of BMI will be a major concern as the technology becomes more common. It will therefore be essential that engineers work closely with government officials so they know the legal limitations of their work and are able to ensure that their work is on par with the current safety standards. Neurosurgeons will have to work closely with neuroscientists so that they understand the possible manipulations that can be done to the brain, or how to use certain parts of the brain in different ways using BMI. Surgeons will be educated on how the chip can be implemented into the brain and will confirm whether or not proposed projects are realistically achievable. In addition, electrical engineers will have to work with surgeons in order to understand how the chip should be designed so that it is compatible with a human brain, as well as if there are any restrictions on how the chip is to be made.
To conclude, the development of brain-machine interfaces and many other types of large projects require the collaboration of many disciplines both inside and outside of the engineering profession. This project in particular requires such collaboration to ensure the safe, ethical, and effective use of this new technology. It is impossible to imagine the development of any great product without the use of interdisciplinary collaboration.